Hello, my friends. This is going to be my first video out here on my YouTube channel. I have never done one of these out here. I've done plenty of lives and videos and things like that, but this is my first time doing this, introducing myself, and I want to kind of give a background of my story for those who want to know how I got started. Is it that I'm still here almost 14 years later? Can you believe that? So, my name is Dawn Martin, and I have been a Scentsy consultant since February 14th of 2011. When I first joined this company, I did not join it because I wanted to sell the product at all. It was the last thing on my brain, promise you. And it's funny because the reason why I started looking for a direct sales company is because my tax lady said that I needed to for tax write-off purposes because I found myself in mortgage woes. I had a condo that had some things going on with it, and the financial things that I needed to do, I was going to need a tax write-off to offset what I was going to do financial. So I had already been part of really one other direct sales company, but it wasn't part of the DSA. It was another company. It was more of an MLM than what this is. And I really loved the people that I was with, but I will say, and I won't name the names of it, but I will say that it wasn't for me. Nothing ever panned out. I was putting money into something I never saw anything out of. And it just was really unfortunate because right as our group was about ready to take off, it didn't happen. And we'll just leave it like that. So the last thing I want to do is another direct sales company, but I will say that when you're part of the Direct Selling Association, the companies do have to adhere to different rules and regulations and things like that. That's why you have your Mary Kay's, your Pampered Chef, your Avons, Tupperware, any of those, right? At least those companies all adhere to guidelines, regulations, rules, and all that. Okay, so I tell you all of that little bit of stuff because that is the reason why I picked Scentsy back then, is because looking at the awards that they had just recently earned, and just looking at their platform, and I remembered that I had gone to a Scentsy party for my sister several months prior, and I've always loved candles. I've always loved making sure my home smelled really good, and I thought, why not give that a try? So I contacted the gal and decided that it was for me, and I was going to give it a try. But just, again, I wasn't going to do anything, just here to go ahead and do this as a tax write-off. That's it. I didn't care about that 15-day award that you could win, the 70-day award you could win. Didn't care about any of that. But I also knew it was a tax write-off. So any mileage or anything like that, I knew I could write it off. So I tell you all that year in July, Scentsy had their convention, which we now call Scentsy Family Reunion. And it was in Fort Worth, Texas. My daughter, who was younger, obviously, she's 28 this year, but my daughter we were going to go together and make it a mom-daughter vacation. And we decided to take the train from St. Louis down to Texas, and boy, was that an adventure. But we have memories from it and everything because it was just a crazy time. And when we got down there, we met new friends. That's a great thing about the Scentsy business, is you're never alone, is because there's always somebody there. And so we went down there not knowing anybody. Well, we did know people on the team here in St. Louis, but I hadn't become friends with really anybody other than maybe a couple, like one other mom, two other people. And so we all stayed at this like motel that was about 20-minute drive from convention center and everything else. But anyhow, all of that to tell you that as I was there at convention and I'm sitting in my seat, and as the different speakers come out and talk about things, one speaker after another, I started realizing, maybe there's something a little bit more to this than I realized. By the time it was all said and done and I had the happy tears and everything, I realized that God had me on this journey in a whole different way than what I ever thought about it. So at that point in time, in July of 2011, I come back and I'm like, okay, well, maybe I'll do this and work this a little bit differently than what I had before. And I did. And so slowly but surely, I have built up a team. We are just 29 people right now as of today. Today is what, October 18th, October 19th. And we have now, at one point in time, our group had hit director status back in October of 2022. And I was able to name my team, because at that point you get to name your team, and we are called the Sunshine Brigade, because we are a bunch of people that are very positive people. Yes, life can be challenging for anybody, right? But it's how you make the most out of it. So when life hands you a challenge, you just don't sit down and take it. We are the ones that sit there and push through. And I love that about this business. I have to work this business just as hard as my team. And I find a lot of reward in working this business, because not only am I trying to achieve higher statuses, but so is my team. And there's nothing prouder for me than to sit there and watch somebody go through changes in how they handle their business, and just seeing what they're capable of. People that are going live that have never gone live before, people that are, just changing up how they run their business and how they are and everything. It's really rewarding. So anyhow, that is my background story. That is how I became a Scentsy consultant. And now I run this business a lot differently, even more so today than before. Now I love the training that I get. I still learn. I still have to work this business on a monthly basis. I am here to help my team grow, and I just love what I do. So anyhow, that is my background story. If you have any questions for me, please feel free to reach out to me. And my phone number and everything will be listed below. But yeah, I think that is really all I needed to share with you in this very beginning introduction. And take care. God bless. And I hope to see you on my team someday. Bye.